Hello, and welcome back to my channel. If it's the first time you're watching me, please help me grow my YouTube family and hit that subscribe button. So today is another episode of Real Talk, and I am going to be talking about something that is getting more and more real every day. I am going to be talking about how I am dealing with my anxiety that is currently being caused by this pandemic, COVID-19, all around the world. I'm sure some of you are feeling it as well. I'm sure some of you are anxious. Perhaps you have friends or relatives that are frontline workers, or maybe you're just generally anxious about the situation. Well, whatever it is, I'm just going to share with you like what I'm feeling exactly and how I am trying to cope with everything that I am worrying about. And I hope this little video is going to serve like as a little bit of a comfort to you guys, knowing that we're all in this together, that everybody is worried. It's not just you. And by sharing how I'm dealing with my anxiety, I hope I can be of help to someone out there who's watching this. So let's get into it. Okay, so I think I need to give you a little bit of context first. If you guys don't know me personally, or you haven't been watching my videos, I need to tell you that I am based in Singapore. So I guess that alone makes me a lot luckier than most of you, than most people around the world. Because right now, Singapore seems like quite a safe place to be. And the government here has been handling this situation really remarkably since day one. Just to give you a little bit of context, when the virus became known in Wuhan, China in January, the government here already stepped up. Testing was done very aggressively. A lot of measures were already put into place. And though we did experience a rise in the number of confirmed cases in the earlier months, end of January and February, by the beginning or middle of March, it seemed that everything had simmered down already. Singapore is very aggressive in contact tracing as well. So the locally transmitted cases were significantly lowered by the beginning of March. And I have to be honest, I wasn't really worried from January to February. By beginning of March, people were more confident. I was more confident, you know, to go around, to go out and act like we had been acting before. But then in the middle of March, the virus broke out in all of the other countries around the world and really erupted and became really scary. A lot of Singaporeans flew back to Singapore from different parts of the world, and there are many imported cases being reported every day. So the numbers have risen here since then, and many more stricter measures have been put into place. We are not in a total lockdown like many of you are in the Philippines, because it's still very manageable. Though me and my family are really staying home as much as possible, and we are really not going out unless it's absolutely necessary. I have been working from home anyway ever since, so this doesn't really affect my work. My anxiety really just started to kick in maybe like a week ago when this really started to get real. Just because also like a lot of my friends, relatives are back in the Philippines. My Facebook feed is flooded with news about everything that's happening in the Philippines. So let me tell you why I think I'm feeling a lot of anxiety. More than worrying if we're gonna get the virus and get sick, I think I'm feeling really very worried about the impact of this all. Like, how is it going to affect all of our lives in a few weeks or in a few months? How long is this going to take? It's already really impacting the company which I work for. And that, of course, gives me a lot of anxiety because that's my livelihood that is on the line there. I'm worried about how all of us are going to survive from this. So I guess it's just really like the uncertainty of it all. Like, how far is this gonna go? How bad is this going to get? And like I said, how we will all be impacted from this later on. Sometimes I have sleepless nights thinking about it. So it's taken me a few days to work around like how I can manage my anxiety. And here's how I'm doing it. First of all, and I know this sounds really cliche, but I'm keeping like a sort of a gratitude journal. Not writing it, but keeping it in my head. Like when I wake up, I will list mentally the things to be grateful for. And when I think about it, it's a lot. First and foremost, my health, the health of my children. I think about how lucky we are to be alive, to be healthy when other people are suffering from this virus or have loved ones who have succumbed or are suffering from this virus. So that alone is like the largest blessing. The second thing I always remind myself to be really grateful about is that we have the luxury to stay at home. I know staying at home all of the time is not really ideal, One of the causes also of my anxiety is not being able to go out and socialize or just like do normal things like watch a movie or eat at a restaurant of your choice without thinking or worrying if you're going to pick up the virus. Going out to see friends, having parties, having get-togethers. Yes, of course. I mean, I really miss all of that. But then again, staying at home, isolating yourself is a luxury in itself because all of the frontline workers don't have that luxury. Every day they are going to war with this virus. Some of them, a lot of them don't have the proper protection. And every day they could easily get infected. So while all of the frontliners are putting their lives at risk, all we are being asked to do is stay at home. So yes, that makes us very lucky, very privileged. And that's one thing that I'm very thankful for. Another thing that I'm really thankful for is having my family close by and having more time to spend with them. I imagine those whose family members are away or working at the front line or based in other countries. It's not the most ideal situation in a time like this, so I consider myself very, very lucky, and I'm very, very grateful that we are all together during this time. So that's one way I'm trying to manage my anxiety, by counting my blessings. Second thing that I'm doing to try to manage my anxiety is to keep busy. Work hasn't stopped for me, it's never stopped. I still homeschool my son as well. But during my free time, so I don't stress out, I'm finding like hobbies, other hobbies to undertake to entertain myself and to better myself. So I've been baking a lot. During this time, I've learned to bake like 4 different kinds of cookies and delicious brownies from scratch. My kids say we're all gonna get fat during this period. They're joking me by saying like baking is my coping mechanism through this time. But my girls also have their own coping mechanism and they are totally addicted to TikTok. So I guess just find what makes you happy. This is the time to do it. And lastly, to manage my anxiety, I've learned, or I've been instructed by others, to manage what I am watching and reading. So I'm a girl that does not like to be not updated. You cannot stop me from watching CNN all the time or from scrolling through my Facebook feed to get the latest news. I believe that knowledge is power, and I myself would feel more anxious if I didn't know what was going on around the world. Having said that though, I did put in some measures to stop myself from being too stressed out. For example, I don't check anymore at night how many new cases there are in Singapore. I just wait until the morning when I wake up. Since the beginning of this outbreak, because Singapore reports the new cases at nighttime like 9-10, I usually wait and I keep refreshing my feed until I see the new numbers. But then sometimes it causes me sleepless nights. So I've learned to wait until the morning when I'm already awake. As for like movie selections, yes, I know all of us are watching a lot more movies nowadays. My girls are not allowing me to watch stressful movies because they noticed like I seem a lot more anxious and stressed out when we're watching like very stressful, movies. I'm not a fan of like rom-coms. I'm not a fan of light comedies. I really am not. I really like deep movies and movies that really move you and make you think. But during this season, I think like rom-coms, lightly themed movies work much better for my anxiety. Yep, so those are the things that I've been doing to help manage my anxiety, and I mean, it's still a work in progress. I'm trying really hard to not be too much of a worrier or an alarmist. At the end of the day, there's still so much to be grateful for. Oh, and I must mention also praying, of course, with my family really helps a lot. Praying with them and assigning one kid to lead the prayer at different times or different days is more effective for me than praying alone. I don't know why, but I feel more comforted. I feel that the prayer is stronger, more powerful when it's us together as a family. Yep, so that's it. I hope this was helpful to you. If you're also feeling really anxious about this whole situation, maybe you can try some of the things that I have been doing. And once again, I really hope that you're all safe, that you're all healthy, that your family members are and your friends, and I really hope that we're gonna get through this sooner rather than later. Thanks so much guys for watching. Please leave a like if you like this video, and I hope to not be talking anything about the COVID-19 virus again anytime soon. I'll see you next time. Bye.